And welcome back to Philadelphia. It's the Flyers and the Penguins as we take a look now at the Honda starting goalies. And it will be Thomas Greiss getting the nod here for the Pittsburgh Penguins. It'll be his first start since January the 2nd when he had a 32-save performance in a 6-3 win over Tampa. His 9th start of the season. At the other end, it's Ray Emery, who took the loss in relief yesterday afternoon of Rob Zepp on Long Island. And when Craig Berube was asked about Emery getting the start tonight, he said that was the plan before the Islander game yesterday, so I'm not making a change based on the fact that both played yesterday afternoon. Sidney Crosby, as Brian Engblom, you mentioned at the top of the show, just unbelievable numbers in this building, but the crowd already chanting before the team came out on the ice, chanting things about Sidney Crosby that weren't very nice.
Yeah, that's for sure. You're going to hear a lot of that. He always does. He's used to it, and he had a really intense look. He usually does, but there's something extra here. He knows what he's up against in this building. He'll be ready to play. Fascinating numbers that Crosby has put up in this building in Philadelphia.
Well, JR and Jonesy were talking about the line of Couturier, Reed, and Umberger, a combined -14 yesterday afternoon. So Craig Berube starts him here against the Crosby line, and we'll see how they respond. As Andrew McDonald, number 47, plays it ahead. It bounces off of Reed. Now Couturier played it back into the Penguin zone. David Perron back to get it. Perron playing in his 7th game with Pittsburgh. Boy, he's been a good fit in 6 games. He's got 7 points, 29 shots on goal, Brian. As Crosby across the line now on the backhand, and that's turned aside by Emery.
And the red light was flashing behind the Philadelphia net already. They got it off, though.
Letang with a shot through traffic. That may have been deflected by Perron. As Pittsburgh comes with a push here in the Flyers zone. Kunitz behind the net, chips it right out in front, and Emery, I thought, had it covered up, but it's knocked away. And now it's picked up on the far side by McDonald. And number 47 will chip it off the glass and back to center ice. Quick up now for Letang during a change, and good reaction there by the left pad of Ray Emery.
Shows you the aggressiveness of Christopher Letang for sure. All 3 forwards change. The defenseman Letang stays on and moves up like a forward because he knows he has 3 guys coming in behind him, and they get a quick chance off that quick play in the neutral zone.
Now the big line for the Flyers get their first opportunity of the night. Here is Brayden Schenn, who spoke with Brian moments ago, out here along with Claude Giroux and Jake Voracek.
He had that sly smile on his face there. These guys love this matchup.
And right now is the Malkin, Bennett, and Spaulding line. And Mike Johnson had out there, just as I say that, both coaches make very quick changes. And the Flyers coming out of their own zone. Flyers have a loss on Long Island yesterday afternoon and a win on Saturday night in Buffalo in their last 2 games. The Penguins coming off consecutive losses. Koliakovo, who was a questionable player after sustaining a lower body injury yesterday, but Koliakovo, number 26, is in the lineup. And playing right now on a pairing with Brandon Manning, who's up from the farm team in Lehigh Valley.
And they'll try to keep that pair away from Malkin and Crosby as much as they can. Manning's an all-star at the American Hockey League level, but playing against Crosby and Malkin's a big leap from that.
Now here's Kunitz looking across, hands it off, and step for attack. Save made by Emery. And the puck is lifted safely out through center ice by LeCavalier. It'll be chased out. It will go far enough for icing on the touch-up by Scott Harrington.
You're going to see a lot of intensity in this game in a lot of ways, and most of it is physical. The Flyers getting in on the forecheck, that's what they want to do. You want to make body contact. Zach Rinaldo is the guy who's supposed to do that. That's his MO. That's his job, and he gets the first hit.
LeCavalier, Crosby wins the draw. Letang a shot on a glove save by Emery. So Chris Letang has gotten the puck toward the net already on 3 or 4 occasions in the early moments of this game.
Well, I'm wondering if we're going to see Claude Giroux come out for this face-off. I guess not this one. Couturier is pretty good in that department, but face-offs are obviously a very big quotient of any hockey game. Claude Giroux takes most of the face-off by far for the Flyers.
Flyers control this draw. Straight sends it across. R.J. Umberger, number 18, starts up the right side. Takes a bump from Kunitz as the puck goes deep into the Pittsburgh zone. Now Letang Hands it off for Perron on the far side. Skips away from Kunitz. And Streit recovers. Hands it off now to Andrew McDonald. McDonald plays it ahead. Couturier couldn't get it. And now the Penguins are coming off a home ice loss Sunday afternoon. A game you may have seen on NBC. A home loss against the New York Rangers. Now a chance here for Bortuzzo, closing in a loose puck out in front. The Flyers then it's back the other way. And
one of the underrated things, Dave, about Crosby, and there isn't much that's underrated, it's talked about all the time, but he will skate into the traffic. He came from the wing into the middle of the ice. He came towards the puck. He's not hanging around the outside. If that's the play at the right time, he'll do it. But he knifed right in between the defense there, trying to sort of blow it up to give opportunities to players coming late. Crosby's always on the move. See how he skated right in, came towards the puck, got the pass from Kunitz. That attracts both defensemen. It's a really smart play because it can be confusing for the defenseman. Do you have him or do I have him? You got him? Oh, and if none of you have got him, boy, are you in trouble.
Malkin wins the draw. Played around by Scuderi and out. Jammed up at center ice and gloved down and controlled by Bellemare. Back to Delzato. Comes back to Bellemare, number 78. He tried to get it deep, blocked by Scuderi, and turned back by Evgeny Malkin. Hands it off now for Bo Bennett up the right side. Back for Malkin. Didn't get much on the backhand. Loose puck in front of the net, and it's chipped to the end boards.
I don't know how that didn't go in. Spaulding caught it on his backhand. It was right in the crease area. I don't know if he inadvertently ended up shooting it sort of in the corner or if it got cleared. I thought it was in for sure.
Back to the line, Bortuzzo to the net. That's into the glove of Ray Emery.
I'm curious to see how this one doesn't go in because the puck gets to the net. Spaulding gets there just afterwards. I mean, it's inches from going in anyway. Here comes Spaulding from the right side of your screen. Yeah, see, he was on his backhand, but I think his stick gets hit by Bellemare, who's on the back check there. So he inadvertently, I think, actually scooped it into the corner. It's one of those plays we say it jams you. Gets in too close to your feet. You can't get it backhand or forehand. But boy, that was a close play. Good work by Bellemare.
Penguins with all 6 shots here in the early going. A backhand attempt to the net by Martin, the defenseman, who's in deep. Was blocked, and now the Flyers, Giroux takes a hit from Farnham, number 34 in the lineup for the Pittsburgh Penguins. His 11th game up here with Pittsburgh. He played 27 for Wilkes-Barre, where he's picked up 117 penalty minutes. Now Mark Arcobello playing for his 3rd team this season. Started with Edmonton, went to Nashville, picked up on waivers by the Penguins.
He's had too many meets and greets lately.
Downey tried to get it to the front. Steve Downey, who played here in Philadelphia last season. Signed as a free agent by the Penguins in the offseason. Downey actually has had a couple of stints in his career here in Philadelphia. Simmons now forced wide by Arcobello. Able to get across the line. Sidesteps Downey. Now Raffl kicks it ahead. Puck comes free and Downey has it now. Sweeps it to the line. Held in by Andrew McDonald. Sends it back along. Ronaldo and Ehrhoff bumped, and I think a penalty is coming here against. Well, let's wait and see what the call is. It's a cross-checking call, and now everybody gets together.
Zach Ronaldo, I think, is getting.
Yeah, I think you're right. Ehrhoff went down. It was a little bit of a delay, and then finally the official put his arm up.
I wondered if they were both going to go, because it sure looked to me like Ehrhoff went down pretty easily. We'll see if he's going to the box, too. I don't see him headed in that direction. Zach Ronaldo's going to get it. Bottom of your screen. There's the cross-check. But, see, that's what I'm talking about there, too. I know the stick came up pretty high, but he played it up pretty good and drew that penalty.
So the Penguins get the first power play opportunity of this game at 5:34.
And the Penguins' power play is hot. They're 5 for 11 in their last 4 games, one of the best power plays in the league. And penalty killing's been their biggest problem for the Flyers this year. They're dead last.
Power play is brought to you by Craftsman, and a centering attempt there for Crosby by Malkin was blocked. Malkin now gets it to Crosby, angles it off the board. Philadelphia dead last in penalty killing, but they get a response from the crowd for the hustle of Chris Vandevelde. And now Crosby hands it off on the far side. Malkin rink wide. Here's Letang with the first 3 shots of this game. Sends it across to the net. Deflected wide. Crosby tried to just one-handed in front. And now he'll play it around on the near side. Crosby took a pretty hard check behind the net after he let the pass go. Here's Crosby again. Angles it off the wall for Letang. Letang far side. It comes to Malkin. Back to Letang. One-timer save. Rebound chance. Scooped down another one. And finally covered up by Emery.
The Flyers do a good job. Ray Emery does a real good job. Terrific scoring chance on a beautiful setup by David Perron. Perron up at the point will get it in the middle and then just make a shot pass that's deflected right on net. I think it was by Kunitz. And then later on in the play, Sidney Crosby in behind the net takes a pretty good shot.
Oh, yeah.
Right across the ribs. He's not a happy man there.
.111 remaining in the Ronaldo penalty. Shots are 8-0 Pittsburgh. Sutter wins the draw. Ehrhoff chips it along. Martin. Now Sutter able to get it back to the line. Ehrhoff. Far side for the long-range one-timer steered aside by Emery. Now scooped along by Couturier and Ehrhoff unable to hold it in.
Yeah, the puck is rolling along the boards there. Those ones are really tough. You have to have a really wide stick blade in order to be able to keep that puck in.
Now Bo Bennett. Too soft on the pass attempt to Sutter. Couturier able to play it back toward the Pittsburgh zone. Now Ehrhoff for Sutter. Sutter gets loose, hooked a little bit, and as he tried to get it back to the line, Ehrhoff could not keep it in.
That was another subtle little play by Couturier. Just got his stick in there enough without taking the hooking call and took the puck away from Sutter.
Now Sutter, little self-chip, bumped a little bit as he tried to enter the zone, and Belmar sends it all the way down the ice, back behind Thomas Greiss. I think that's the first time I've had to say his name, just handling the puck. He hasn't faced a shot on goal. As the penalty to Ronaldo expires, a drop pass for Perron now. On the backhand, throws it in front, redirected just wide by Malkin. Now straight away, here's Scuderi with a shot, and Emery got a piece of that.
Emery's very active, looks very confident, made some nice saves here already.
Now Ronaldo scarts it back the other way. And that was offside as Delzato was in ahead of the puck. So we will step aside. The Penguins with 11 shots to none, but there's no score here in Philadelphia. Well, in honor of Martin Luther King Day yesterday, 50 participants from Ed Snyder's Youth Hockey Foundation Dream Big were able to skate on Wells Fargo Center ice just like their hockey heroes. And after the boys and girls discussed Dr. King's legendary I Have a Dream speech and how they can apply it to their daily lives. Ed Snyder Youth Hockey Foundation was created back in 2005 by the Flyers chairman and has done so much work to help underprivileged kids in the Philadelphia area get exposed to this great game at a young age and the life lessons that can be learned from this game. All Pittsburgh with 11 shots to none, but no score, including a Pittsburgh power play opportunity that failed to connect. Now Zach Sill, number 38, chips it along. Adams in there on the forecheck as well. He's hit by Manning and Ronaldo.
That's a big thing for the Flyers, Dave. They got to control this first period. They've given up the first goal in the game 11 of their last 13 games.
Now Farnham takes a hit from Ronaldo. Bortuzzo comes in. He takes a hit from Zach Ronaldo as well. Now a scramble for the puck. Ronaldo hands it out toward the line, and Bortuzzo had to back off the line as Raffl takes a hit there from Sill.
And they're starting the stuff starting when players go to the benches too. Crisscross them, trying to get to their bench. A little whack, a little jab, a little extra stuff. It's on already.
Backhand clear by Ehrhoff all the way to center ice, and now Malkin on the attack. Evgeny Malkin drops it back looking for Bennett. He wheels, fires it toward the net. It's blocked. And cleared back out to center ice by Drew. The Penguins turn it right back into the Flyers zone. Braden Shen across for his brother Luke. As Bennett got there on the forecheck along with Nick Spaulding. And now Braden Shen sends it on the far side. Here comes Voracek. Back for Shen, and that puck a bit off the ice. And now back the other way comes Malkin. Two Flyers are back. Malkin cuts to the middle. Hands it off for Letang coming late. Letang goes back on the far side. Now Malkin back to Letang. Little redirect to Martin. Nice pass through the legs of a Flyer player. Malkin now for Letang closing in. It changed direction wide on the glove side of Ray Emery.
Pittsburgh plays with 3.5 forwards when Chris Letang is out there, because half the time he's up on the play. He's very good at when he gets into the play, though. That's what makes him really effective.
Now Ehrhoff out from behind his zone net, plays it ahead for Crosby off his stick. And McDonald angles it back the other way. Blocked along the boards, and here comes Crosby on the move. Hearing it from the crowd here at Wells Fargo. Back to Harrington at the line. Now Ehrhoff a one-timer and a left hand save by Emery. Crosby will it again. On the backhand. Turns away from Andrew McDonald. Tried to send it out to the point. Good stick there by Umberger. And it deflects all the way into the Pittsburgh zone.
Umberger doing a good job there of seeing what Sidney Crosby is seeing and then getting in the shooting lane. That's what you have to do. I talked to a couple of players today on the Pittsburgh Penguins saying that a lot of teams will watch Crosby so closely they're literally just watching him. You have to look at the ice and see what he sees if you're going to stop his plays.
Vandenbelde, Belmar, LeCavalier now for Craig Berube. Bortuzzo for the Penguins trying to make a play. It's picked up now by Arcobello, and he will start it back. The Yale University product. Number 26 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Arcobello gets it on the forecheck. Now Arcobello again makes a move. And banked right off the goaltender Emery out to Scuderi. He sends it back along. Now it comes to Downey. Downey turns, lots an edge on the skate. And Belmar will get it to center ice. Sends it across for Vandenbelde. That hit a skate. That's not a good play. That puck's supposed to get keep. But fortunately for the Flyers, the Penguins also were looking for a change, so they just dump it in.
Yeah, the line matchups are continuing for sure. Craig Berube has been very careful, too, of who he has out there against Malkin and Crosby, no doubt. And same thing against the Giroux line for the Penguins.
Bryce thought about it and decides he will cover it up. When we come back, Brian Engblom will visit with the head coach of the Flyers, Craig Berube, in the scoreless game from Philadelphia.
This is the second game of a back-to-back. He didn't get the effort he wanted yesterday. What are you seeing so far?
Just a little slow to react. They're pretty quick out here right now, but I think so far we're doing an all right job defensively, keeping on the outside, but we got to get the puck and make something happen here.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, Sidney Crosby is going to the All-Star game. It's kind of odd. Here he is in his 10th season. It's only his second All-Star game. He was talking about it earlier today. He missed 4 because of injury. 3 times the All-Star game wasn't played because of the Olympics, and also once because of the shortened season in 2013. So pretty excited about going and getting an opportunity to see a bunch of guys as this puck is deflected into the protective netting and out of play. And we mentioned there are 4 All-Stars in this game. Of course, Marc-Andre Fleury, who's not playing in this game, he's the backup goaltender, has been added to the All-Star. So technically 5 All-Stars are here tonight. There's Marc-Andre Fleury. He was added along with Jaro Halak of the Islanders because of the injuries to Jimmy Howard and Pecorine. And now we're going to have another face-off as it jammed along the boards. And time now for our player profile, or profiles, presented by SAP. And there you have it, Malkin's 4th appearance. Crosby, as I mentioned, just his 2nd, along with Marc-Andre Fleury. 1st for Jake Voracek, and the 3rd for Claude Giroux. Now the face-off controlled by the Flyers. Back to Streit, who sends it along. Letang has it for Pittsburgh. Now the puck hits a stick and it ends up over the glass and out of play.
Coaches always sweat the details, and I mean all of the details. Mike Johnson wasn't happy a minute ago when he saw Sutter get kicked out of the face-off circle. Those details and face-offs mean so much. Especially when Claude Giroux is out there, he'll worry about that a lot. Claude Giroux has taken 120 more face-offs than anybody else in the National Hockey League. That's incredible. And he's over 55% on the draws. That's outstanding as well.
Up the middle, picked off by the Flyers. Delzano tried to go to Giroux, who was a little off balance, tried to still make a play on the puck. But Malkin got it to Martin across the line, falling, and the linesman spotting the play offside. Kevin Pollock and Kelly Sutherland are the referees tonight. Brian Murphy, Brad Lazarevich are the linesmen.
Pittsburgh Penguins defense on the fly. Watch this play along the wall. Look at the middle of the ice. There goes Martin and Letang. Both defense of the Pittsburgh Penguins right up on the play. They're going to put a lot of stress on the Philadelphia Flyers if the Flyers aren't good in the neutral zone and there isn't a good gap by their defense and their their defense and forwards.
Now Letang plays it ahead. Spaulding redirects it into the Flyers end of the ice. Luke Schenn. Bennett steps into him. It's chipped along for Zach Rinaldo, and the Flyers start it back. Raffl and Simmons up on the play as well. Here's Rinaldo trying to get it back to Michael Raffl. Off of his stick. It'll be chased down by Bennett. Simmons with a hard hit on number 19. Gives him another shove there. Now Bennett. Dangerous backhand clear. Blocked by Schenn. Score! The second shot for the Flyers ends up behind Thomas Greiss in Philadelphia with a 1-0 lead.
Bo Bennett was shaking his head after this one. He's down in the corner. That is the blind pass that he tried to make to his centerman coming out of the zone. It went all the way to the point and then the net front presence. Watch Bennett. He doesn't put it in the right place. Luke Schenn does. Moves over into the middle. Ehrhoff and about 4 other bodies in front of the goaltender. Do you think you would have seen that puck as it went by you? I don't think I would have.
Just the second goal of the season for Luke Schenn. And again, the guys in the studio talked about it in the pregame. We talked about it with Craig Berube before the game. Secondary scoring. Somebody other than Voracek and Giroux needs to start to pick it up offensively for the Flyers if they have any hope of getting back into this playoff race after the All-Star break. A shot here by Kunitz is blocked up high off the glass, but it stays in play, and the Flyers get it along to center ice. Couturier looking for Umberger, but it's not free, and Reed drops it back into his own zone. Bortuzzo pressured by Matt Reed. Now Adams hands it off. Kunitz lifts it across. Brandon Manning having an outstanding season with Lehigh Valley in the American Hockey League. Now Vandevelde. Belmar jamming away. Greiss holding his ground on the post. Now Greiss without his goal stick. Paul Martin handing it to his goaltender. The play continues in the Pittsburgh zone. Vandevelde. Now the puck rolls to the far side. Lecavalier hustling over on Martin, gives him a shove. And Sill stepped into Lecavalier. Now hands it off on the far side. Out to the line. Koliakovo back for Manning. He snapped his stick in half. And quickly will be replaced as the puck stays in the Pittsburgh zone. Best sustained pressure for the Flyers. One-timer here by Belmar from the high slot. Ends up in the netting and out of play. 2 shots for the Flyers, but the second one off the stick of Luke Schenn goes in. His second of the year, unassisted. Philadelphia with a 1-0 lead. Now the Penguins came into action tonight with 53 first-period goals. That's best in the National Hockey League. They're a +19 in goal differential in the first period of play over the course of the season. By far their best period, so adding to the importance of Philadelphia getting the first goal of this game.
Oh, for sure. And the Flyers have struggled so badly. They've been outscored 15-4 in first periods in their last 13 games. So a huge advantage in this league. If you're chasing the game all the time, which the Flyers obviously have too many times lately, it's tough to come back consistently.
Manning sent it to the far boards, and now number 43 gets it back, hands it off to Koliakovo. Oliver Lordson, the Denmark-born defenseman, also was called up and skated in the warm-up, but Koliakovo, who was a question mark, and Craig Berube told us before the game, if he can go, he'll play. And now Letang takes a huge hit along the boards. It's going to draw reaction from 2 other Pittsburgh players, and Letang is really struggling. The official's arm went up right away on the hit.
I couldn't tell if it was Zach Rinaldo who came in first or Simmons. That's along the near side boards, but Letang has stayed just like that.
I think Rinaldo's the one that got him, Brian.
Rinaldo's been involved since his first couple of shifts in the game. Bobby Farnham, who's in the lineup for the Pittsburgh Penguins, is yapping at him right now as he goes by the bench. And Farnham's really after him now.
Oh,
there's
boy.
Letang.
Yeah. Oh,
He's looking one way. Well, he left his feet too.
Squarely in the numbers. I mean, there's just no way you can finish that check.
Yeah.
Especially as hard as Ronaldo did.
So he went right to the locker room. So it looks like he's out of the game, and I would be shocked if he's not, and he'll be in trouble for this one. See how he's up off his skates there? And Letang, yeah, we got a 5 for boarding. I couldn't hear the rest, but Letang was looking sideways. 5 in a game. And deservedly so.
You know what, Brian, and both coaches today talked about that they know this is an emotional game, and you have to play, you know, with an edge, but you can't go over the edge. You can't go over the line because, especially playing against this Pittsburgh power play.
And look at Letang. He's looking at his puck, at the puck that he's just shoveled up the boards there. The hit is late, and then watch the feet of Ronaldo. That'll be a key that they'll look at too. It's not like he comes a foot off the ice or anything, but still, he's on an upward trajectory there, and they're really going to clamp down on that. That's not a good hit.
Launches into the hit, distance traveled, plenty of time to make that decision, and it was the wrong one.
And boy, they are going at it now. I mean, there's so much John going back and forth. Certainly an event like that will set off any game between any two teams, but these two teams...
5-minute power play presented by Craftsman. Penguins worked it around pretty well on their first 2-minute power play, but failed to score. As this puck is deflected away and cleared by the Flyers, Belmar all the way down the ice. Now Perron across the line. Looking to drop it back. Van de Velde was there. Now Crosby, as a Flyer penalty killer, lost his stick. That was Andrew McDonald. To the near side, a pass intended there for Malkin was deflected away. And now here's Martin with it.
Good play by Van de Velde there. That was his stick.
One-timer by Perron. Didn't get as much on it as he wanted and was able to cover up before Kunitz could get to a rebound.
David Perron has really added an extra element too. The forward playing on defense. He's the right-hand shot. They can move him down and play him forward if they want. But even a couple of years ago, they didn't have too many right-handed shots. Pittsburgh Penguins have a lot more now, but this guy has come out firing. He said he's getting so many good looks at the net and so many more than he's ever had in his career. And he said, of course, that comes from playing with Sidney Crosby. Crosby's got the puck. He demands so much attention. He said, I just have to look for the opening and get ready. 87's going to get it to me. I don't know how, but he'll do it.
Crosby gets it back to the line. Martin sends it across now for Malkin. Malkin angles it off the end board. Kunitz turns, gets it back around for Evgeny Malkin. 1 minute gone and the 5-minute major penalty to Ronaldo. It comes to the middle. Crosby sends it across and a save by Emery on the quick release by Perron.
What a setup that was. The quick puck movement into traffic and then out again. Outstanding stuff. Malkin to Crosby right in the middle of a crowd, and he just one-touched it outside the Perron. They knew the timing on it. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. It jammed Perron a little bit. I'm not sure that didn't go straight over the net, Dave.
Now a pass blocked by Reed, but recovered now by Sutter. Sutter off the wall with it out to Bortuzzo. Slides it across for Ehrhoff. Heaves it up for a drive. Hit the inside of the goalpost. Now it comes back to Downey. Ehrhoff. Good stick there by Raffl. It's out of the zone. Now the Penguins have to regroup center ice. Now Ehrhoff carries into the Flyer zone. Chips it along. Shen bumped there by Bennett. The puck comes back out to center ice. Malkin waiting now as was making some changes. Kunitz and Crosby come back out. Halfway through this 5-minute power play opportunity for Pittsburgh. Down 1-0 here in Philadelphia. Malkin across for Martin. Now for Perron. One-timer Malkin misfired on the far side and all the way down the ice. Now Martin for Crosby. Quickly left wing side for Kunitz. Angles it off the boards. Martin back to Crosby. Delzato watching him. Crosby able to chip it along for David Perron. Perron comes back inside the zone. He had backed off momentarily. Now in tight quarters, able to make a play, but it's picked off now, and Manning able to clear it all the way back.
A terrific penalty killing here, doing a real good job. You're going to have to give up some shots to the Penguins because they move the puck around so well, but the Flyers doing a good job of jamming them up, not giving them up.
Ehrhoff slides it around. Emery gets a stick out to slow it down. Looking after it, Raffl, but Crosby able to get it back to Bortuzzo across now. Ehrhoff with a glove. Good shot block there, and it's cleared with less than a minute remaining in the period, and less than a minute and a half remaining in the major penalty to Zach Rinaldo.
Yeah, that was Luke Schenn with the block there. There wasn't much room. It would have had to have been a perfect shot to get through about 3 different bodies to even get to the net there from Ehrhoff.
Off a stick at the Philadelphia line. Here's Ehrhoff, slides it through to Downey. Hands it off for Sutter. Sutter between the circles. That pass didn't connect to anybody, and now Raffl able to start it back for the Flyers, and he wisely decides to just skate back into his own zone. Kill some more time, and now he'll lob it back in wide of Thomas Greiss. And the crowd here at Wells Fargo appreciating the effort of the short-handed home team. Malkin sends it across for Perron. Under 10 seconds remaining. It comes out to Ehrhoff. Hands it back to Malkin, top of the circle. Gets the shot away, save, rebound opportunity. Kunitz has it behind the net now, and time will run out. In this first period of play, the shot's 17-3 favoring Malkin's Penguins. And it's the Lexus Intermission Report. Liam, JR, and Keith will talk about Rinaldo awaiting his punishment for the hit on Chris Letang. And Ovechkin doubles down in D.C. 3 shots for the Flyers, but the one from Luke Schenn found the back of the net. Rinaldo was a physical presence, but he overdid it on the one hit. He's done for the night. It's 1-0 Philadelphia. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. And by the Discover It card. It's a game changer. Here in Philadelphia, a lot of the numbers favor the Penguins, but the score favors the Flyers 1-0 as we go inside the glass with Brian Engblom, presented by Toyota.
Yeah, the shots were 17-3 for the Pittsburgh Penguins in that first period. They moved the puck around pretty well. Their power play wasn't as effective as they wanted it to be, but even 5-on-5, that one was right on the edge of the crease. Falling couldn't put it in. Ray Emery had to be sharp. He got a little help off the goalpost as well. Look, this little play from Malkin to Crosby to Perron. That went off the handle of the stick of Ray Emery. So Emery was terrific in that first period. The Flyers spent too much time inside their own zone, although up to this point, killing this 5-minute penalty off, they've done a terrific job.
And when you count shots that missed the net or shots that were blocked by the Flyers, the attempts to the net, 28-6 in the first period, favoring Pittsburgh. As Perron sends it back to the line, Ehrhoff for Martin, now for Evgeny Malkin. Long-range shot skips wide, and it will not stay in the zone. Martin will have to chase it back, and we're down to just 12 seconds left in the major penalty to Rinaldo, who, of course, is done for the night. He was given a game misconduct along with the boarding penalty, and now Voracek getting ready to come out of the Flyer penalty box as Luke Schenn plays it ahead, and it bounces off of Voracek, plays it across nicely. Brayden Schenn didn't handle it cleanly. Hands it off, though. A chance now for Voracek, and Greiss comes over and makes the stop.
Oh, multiple chances to get it to the net, starting with Voracek coming out of the box, but it jams him in the feet. As he steps out of the box, boom, it's right there. But see, it hits him in the feet. But Brayden Schenn had a terrific scoring chance there. He just plain mishandled the puck. And then it was delayed again. They finally do get it over to Voracek, and Voracek, who is the leading point producer in the National Hockey League, finally gets a shot on net, but a big chance missed.
As you saw, he's a point-a-game guy in his career head-to-head against the rival Penguins. Now Bortuzzo battling with Voracek. Sutter comes in to help out, and there's a shot by Giroux that is stopped by Greiss. And as usual in this matchup, a little stuff after the whistle.
Yeah, Jake Voracek talked to his coach before the game and said, what do you see different in him? He said, well, he's shooting the puck more. He said he's never had the mindset of shooting all the time, but Craig Berube said he's shot a lot more. Plus, he works really hard, and he will go into the tough scoring areas. Both he and Giroux, that's the reason that they keep piling up the points. when virtually nobody else on the Flyers is doing it.
Now LeCavalier sends it around on the far side. McDonald in watch by Steve Downey. Here's Wayne Simmons. He's pushed off the puck and back the other way. Downey. Little give and go with Martin. Back for Paul Martin. Knocked away by Streit. Now it comes back for Sutter with a long-range shot that skips wide of Emery. Steve Downey with it again. Downey up the wall with it. Now the puck comes free and it's out to center ice. Paul Martin able to collect it. Backhands it ahead now for Sutter, who chips it into the Flyers zone. Backhands it across, and it's steered aside by Emery, and he got enough on it that Arcobello, who was in the vicinity, couldn't get a stick on it.
Arcobello was in a really good position there, too. It's a good thing Emery did get that one.
Here's Raffl with a chance, but he was stopped by Bortuzzo, who got a pretty good shot in, and then following up was Adams.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff.
Oh, the gloves are off, and it's Raffl. It's Sill.
I don't know how much experience Raffl has playing in Europe. When it comes to fighting, I doubt very much. He took a couple there and grabbed Sill and pulled him down. Looked like the smartest thing to do at the time. A lot of stuff going on in this game, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. Bobby Farnham was out there on the ice for the Penguins, too. He was just itching to get a hold of somebody. Farnham was incensed after the hit on Chris Letang, his teammate, and he had words for about 7 different Philadelphia Flyers. Here's how the play ended. And Bortuzzo with the shot, and Raffl gives it back to him. And then Sill stepped in. Separated for a second, but as soon as the linesmen even turned their backs for a second, it's like, all right, you guys want it that bad? Go ahead.
That's the second fighting major for Michael Raffl this season.
These types of games have been very effective for the Philadelphia Flyers against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Even going back a couple of years ago into the playoffs, when Pittsburgh was probably the favorite team and the Flyers really got them off their game. And really have been doing it ever since. We'll see where this game goes.
Well, that exchange is going to result in the Flyers' first power play opportunity as the extra minor goes to Pittsburgh. Adams also in the box along with Sill, and Raffl the only one in for the Flyers. Now back to get it is Ehrhoff. Picked up by Scuderi, and he wraps it around and down the ice.
Getting the puck in the zone under control and then getting it off the boards and getting into the middle of the ice. That's a problem for every power play so far. 0 for 2 for the Flyers.
Now Giroux across the line. Sets it up for the Flyers on this power play, their first of the night. They were 1 for 3 with a man advantage yesterday afternoon in that loss on Long Island. Here's a chance and a stop by Great rebound. Opportunity for Braden Shen, and it was blocked in front. And now a good stick by Kunitz. He starts it back with Crosby. 2-on-1 shorthanded. The shot. Score! Kunitz shorthanded. And the Penguins have tied the game at 1.
Well, Jake Voracek was up at the blue line. He got caught in the offensive blue line, and Chris Kunitz was able to go on the 2-on-1. What a brilliant shot. Absolutely brilliant. There's Kunitz at the blue line. There's Voracek. Got caught standing still. That was going to be an all-or-nothing play one way or the other. That's a really good look. Look how little room there is on that short side. Guessing Ray Emery might be looking for the pass across, cheating a little bit, leaning a little bit. There was hardly any room. He just snapped that one right under the bar.
Right back, LeCavalier with a chance. Rice may have gotten a piece of that one. The 5th shorthanded goal allowed by the Flyers this season. The 4th scored by Pittsburgh, the 1st for Kunitz. And still about 35 seconds remaining in the power play opportunity here for Philadelphia. So each team with a goal, both unassisted. A chance here now at the side of the net for Umberger. Cleared around by Ehrhoff. LeCavalier able to hold it in, sends it across. Now straight away, Del Zotto hands it off on the far side. It comes back to LeCavalier. Keeps it up for a shot. Right pass saved by Greiss, and the puck comes back to the near corner. Flyers able to get it out to the line again. Del Zotto. Straight away. His shot redirected in front. Loose puck. Greiss is down, and center able to pivot to the far side. And Spaulding able to get it out to center ice.
And Rob Scuderi and Couturier behind the play, too.
And Adam came out of the box, and it looked like for a moment it might be an odd man opportunity, but it never really developed. And now a bouncing puck kind of eludes Greiss, the goaltender, as Couturier went hard into the boards, trying to deliver a hit.
And Scuderi's hurting. I think I don't know if he got a stick in the face or whatever. He's having trouble seeing out of one eye as he comes back to the bench.
And they've already lost Letang on that hit in the first period, waiting for an official comment about the condition of Chris Letang. And Downey trying to make a move off the board. Puck rolls to the far side. Bortuzzo pumps it to the corner. Downey plays it around on the near side. Simmons there. Didn't get it out. Here's Bo Bennett with a shot. Tipped in front. Malkin a chance, and Emery the save. Now Martin straight away for Bortuzzo. High slot redirected. Goes off a stick and out of play. And now Luke Schenn and Downey are nose to nose.
This is going to go on, looks like every shift from here on in. Downey's not nearly as big as Luke Schenn, but he's a willing combatant, that's for sure. And there's a look at Scuderi trying to get that eye straightened out again. It looks like he's going to go to the locker room, yeah. Going to get some repairs. He was in front of the net. There's a glove. Oh, he got a glove in the face. That's what it was. That was Umberger as he turned around, the glove in the face. And you can see, look at Scuderi. He's trying to clear his eye. And then watch in front of the net. He's angry, too, and he just hammered Couturier, and that's why Couturier was upset. He comes up and gives him a good cross-check across the arm. So that's all was going down. By this time, the puck's all the way at the other end of the ice, and then it comes back, and then Scuderi's still trying to clear that eye. He was basically playing with one eye there, still struggling when he came back to the box.
Boy, a lot of room on that Penguins bench as I look across.
Down to 4 defensemen. At least we'll see what happens with Scuderi when he can come back.
Now Crosby and Couturier on the draw. Couturier wins it. Strike. Bumped off the puck by Kunitz. Sends it out to Bortuzzo. Lost an edge. Able to keep it in the Flyer zone. Now Perron wheels it back along the boards. Kunitz. Crosby reached for it. Couldn't get it. Now Reed has to go off his skate. Crosby behind the net. Hearing the boos from the crowd every time he touches the puck. Spins away from Strike. On the backhand a shot. He didn't miss by much. Oh! And Emery took a swing.
Oh, man, it's wild now. Did he ever? Well, Del Zotto was just beating up David Perron in front of the net. There was just cross-checking and a couple of whacks behind the play. This was all in front. And then Perron actually got pushed into the crease area by Emery. And Emery, who's not one to shy away either, gave him a real good shot. See, look at that. Look at Del Zotto in front. That's only some of it. He was doing more of that before, and then look at that left jab by Ray Emery. Perron's stick was caught up in the skates of Emery. That's what he was upset about. But I think Perron was just trying to get out. Look, yeah, he has them all tweaked up there, and you can see Emery, not a happy camper there. Perron smartly just drops the stick and backs his way out of there. Ooh.
Now Voracek had gone over into the Flyers penalty box, and now he comes back out.
I assume Emery's getting at least that too. I think that's what I heard. Umberger over in the penalty box. I assume that's for Ray Emery.
Yeah.
Del Zotto is fortunate he didn't get anything. He got about 4 or 5 shots in on David Perron before that even happened.
So Pittsburgh now on the power play for the 3rd time. They had a 2-minute advantage and a 5-minute advantage. Another 2 minutes here on the board. And Crosby hands it off for Malkin and then cruised into the zone offside.
That no-look pass by Crosby to Malkin coming late on the play fooled even his own teammates. They haven't done very well moving the puck around. They've had a couple of looks, but they went a long stretch on that 5-minute power play. where they didn't really move the puck around very well at all. Not very well organized.
13 points in the month of January for Crosby, 4th best in the league behind a couple of St. Louis Blues, Steen and Backus, and also John Tavares of the New York Islanders. And here's Crosby sending it around on the far side.
Oh, and Crosby really took a lick from Schenn in on the wall too after he shot that around.
Now Perron at the hash mark, looking down low for Crosby. Chipped it along. Malkin got a stick on it. Now Bellemare just trying to tie it up in the corner. Kunitz gets into the fray. The puck comes free for a moment. And finally out to the line, Paul Martin is there for Pittsburgh. 55 seconds remaining in the Philadelphia minor penalty. Now Perron juggles, and they say he played it with a high stick.
Yeah, he did.
That was close.
Sidney Crosby on the last rush. He'll go down the wall, and then watch the lick he takes from Luke Schenn. Schenn's going to finish the play, but yeah, there was definitely some extra heat on that hit. Crosby knows he's going to get hit. Braces himself a little bit, but he wasn't ready for that one. That vicious edge to this series that these two teams always play, you could feel it since the very beginning of the game, and it just escalated.
Harrington a giveaway. Couturier trying to make him pay. Harrington gets it back. And it's picked up by Sutter. He'll start it back with Downey on his left. Bo Bennett on the right. Ehrhoff back at the line as well. Quick release by Ehrhoff to get it back in deep, but it's cleared by McDonald all the way back into the Pittsburgh zone as Bryce comes out to settle it down for Ehrhoff. Far side now, the puck too far out in front of Sutter. Now it comes to Matt Reed. Avoided most of Downey coming in on him. Harrington leaves it now for Ehrhoff. Final seconds in the Ray Emery penalty being served by Umberger, who steps onto the ice. Liakovo plays it along, and it's off the stick of Umberger in the neutral zone. Harrington for Ehrhoff. And back to Scott Harrington, playing in just his 9th National Hockey League game. Arcabello with a shot saved by Emery, and it's cleared to the near boards. And the Flyers back the other way.
Great hit there by Scuderi on Voracek.
Voracek comes right back at him, wraps him up, and he starts to fight. Voracek didn't like it. He goes right at Scuderi. We've seen Michael Raffl fight, and now we see that Jake Voracek can fight.
Oh, he is fired up. The only thing I can think of, maybe he did it for that, to fire the fans up. They want him on the ice, but I'm thinking maybe he's thinking it's a low hit.
It's the Flyers and the Penguins, and it's tied at 1.
Here's the hit by Scuderi on Voracek. He gets a hip into him there. It hits him in mid-thigh. It didn't look like it was low down at the knees, but Jake Voracek definitely didn't like it. You could see his instantaneous reaction. He wanted a piece of Scuderi. I don't think Scuderi thought he was going to push it this far. Scuderi got himself in a bad situation in tight, could never really recover, and Voracek really took advantage there and whacked him several times. After that, when we went to the commercial break, just constant jawing back and forth between these two teams, especially Luke Schenn and Simmons on the Philadelphia Flyers.
And Voracek got the instigation penalty and a 10-minute misconduct. He clearly instigated the fight.
No doubt. I didn't see it as a low hit.
I mean, no, I thought the hit was fine and there was no penalty coming on the hit. Now Crosby sends it across. Here's Kunitz. Pittsburgh setting up now. Their 4th power play opportunity of this game. It is 1-1. Each team with an unassisted goal. Luke Schenn for the Flyers in the first. Kunitz shorthanded unassisted, but a broken stick by Martin. And Giroux back the other way, tried to get it through to Bellemare. And now it's Delzano sweeping it along in behind Bryce. Ehrhoff runs it off to Bortuzzo. He chips it along. McDonald gets back there first for the Flyers. Sends it along, and that bounce to the middle of the ice, and the Flyers get to it first. Couturier for Manning, and it's poked away by Bortuzzo. Perron, Sutter, now Downey. Downey sends it far side. Bortuzzo straight away for Ehrhoff. Now it comes to Downey again. Penguins setting it up on the power play, but a good stick, a steal by Couturier, and a clear down the ice.
The Flyers don't look like a 30th place penalty kill team in this game tonight. They knew what they were up against, and they knew it was going to be a big part of the game. And they're doing a strong job here in this game.
Good job by Luke Schenn on Bennett, and then Downey with an extra stick on Delzato. And now Schenn comes after Downey. These two know each other. Teammates last year, and Luke Schenn, he is strong, and he can throw with either hand. Downey is standing there taking it. He's waiting for his one opportunity.
Schenn coming at him with the big lefts. I don't know if Downey knew that or not. You're right, they are teammates. Luke Schenn throwing some bombs there with that left hand.
Luke Schenn doing a great job tying up the right-handed Downey and then throwing the lefts, and Downey figured I better start throwing some lefts. And now he had his right hand free, Downey did, but he was trying to throw some punches and now trying with the uppercut, and the linesmen are going to get in there. Downey was going to get this penalty, Brian, for the hit on Delzato, and then Luke Schenn comes in, and you can see that he's got some blood on his nose.
Yeah, Downey definitely got some shots. He got some inside there. After he took all those blows on the back of the head and on the back and a couple on the side of the head as well, he waited for, it looked like, for Schenn to tire himself out, and then he looked for a spot, moved up inside like an experienced guy, and got a couple of shots. Looks like he hit Schenn a couple of times too. That was a long bout. Luke Schenn was all fired up during the last commercial break. He was one of the guys that was really going at the Pittsburgh bench verbally. And there's the original call, the original penalty by Downey. And Downey was going to get in on Delzato, and Luke Schenn saw it, stepped in, and away they went. Whew. Teammates, yeah, sure. Used to be. And look at Downey as he goes off the ice. He knows this environment.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Well, one of the reasons they brought Steve Downey to Pittsburgh, to give them some edge, somebody who can play, because you need players who can play also. Downey's done a good job for them, but he plays with an edge too, and when you get in a game like this, you need players who are going to go up on, get off of 4 wheels and up on 2 wheels, as they say. Sometimes you go right over on the roof, but Downey's one of those players, and they brought him into Pittsburgh for games like this.
And Mike Johnston told us this morning, Brian, I'm very interested to see how we handle this environment. It's not just about what the Flyers think of us, but how we handle this. A lot of teams around the league are going to be looking. Is there a way you can get under the Pittsburgh Penguins' skin? Well, can you intimidate them?
Well, I mentioned that a couple of minutes ago. This goes back to a couple of years ago in the playoffs, where it was just ugly. And the Philadelphia Flyers won that series. How many teams anymore will go that route and stick to it? I think it's easy for the Flyers in the respect that they can't stand Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh can't stand the Flyers. There's so much natural animosity. You have to have natural animosity to put it to a level like this. You can only manufacture so much.
Well, we'll wait to give you the announcement of the penalties that took place. What we can tell you is that right now there's 4 skaters aside as it comes across now for Couturier, and now Simmons comes out of the box, and there is a save made by Greiss, and he will hold it there.
That wasn't an easy save for Greiss either, because Simmons almost touched that one. A little bit of traffic waving in front of him. Greiss has gone long stretches where he hasn't had any shots, and then he gets flurries of action. That's tough.
Now it comes back to the line. Straight sends it across. Top of the circle, side of the net. Here's Simmons. Jams it out, or tried to, and it rolls past the stick. Straight and all the way down to the Flyers zone.
That was such a good fake. It was a no-look pass at first by Simmons that even fooled Strite. He didn't see it coming.
So they got Downey for 2 minors in addition to the major. And Luke Schenn got only the major penalty, so that's why the 4 minutes went up on the board as soon as the penalty being served by Simmons expired. So there's still 3:05 left in the double minor penalty against Downey. And it comes to Couturier. Straight away. Gets the return pass from Streit. Now it goes back to number 32, far side for the one-timer. Saved by Gryson. He covers that up. Now the puck triples across the line, but the whistle is blown. And the players from Pittsburgh objecting to Brayden Schenn playing that puck after the whistle had blown.
You could definitely hear the whistle. It had already gone. If you're the Pittsburgh Penguins, though, there are two guys you really have to concentrate on, and that's Claude Giroux and Simmons. Simmons has got 9 power play goals. Giroux's got 8. They've got 37 power play goals altogether. So these guys have about a quarter of them. The other guys, leave them alone. You choose your poison. I've always thought that. And look how wide open Giroux is for that one-timer over there. I don't think the Penguins can do that. Give up somebody else, but not Giroux from there.
So with the Flyers on this power play, they are without the league's leading scorer, Jake Voracek. Remember, he took the 17 minutes in penalties back at the 8:01 mark. He's not going to be available until the third period. As it comes back to the line now for Del Zotto. Slides it across. Del Zotto hands it again. Winds up for a shot, changes direction a couple of times, goes wide of Greiss on the glove side, and the puck is hammered by Martin all the way down the ice. Emery slides out and settles it down for Andrew McDonald. Michael Del Zotto, the former Ranger and Nashville Predator, sends it ahead into the Pittsburgh zone. Bortuzzo, ooh, he took a big hit and a high hit. Del Zotto's arm definitely came up. We're going to call it charging. Brian, I know you've played in these kind of games, and sometimes even though you know it's not the smart thing to do, you just find it so hard to control your emotions.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, there are players who will set the game up on edge, and then there are other players who just get swept along by it. That's a bad hit. That's a bad hit. He's airborne. He's going right up in the head area. Both his feet are clearly off the ice. That is definitely a charging penalty. Del Zotto's not normally a guy that you would think to be involved. I wouldn't, at least, being involved in the physical stuff and fighting. He's all wired up because of the fight that happened with Luke Schenn, who jumped in his defense with Downey. And now he wants a piece of somebody when he's out there, and he got one.
There's over 2 minutes remaining in the double minor to Downey that's up on the board with Farnham serving it. So this doesn't create a power play for Pittsburgh. It just creates a 4-on-4. Now Raffl back out, who has served his 5-minute major for his scrap earlier. Now this puck over the glass and out of play. Players still come together after the whistle. We'll step aside. It is 1-1 here in the second.
Turn into a volatile situation here. What's your assessment of the emotional level of the game and technically as well?
Well, I think the first thing is anytime you're in a game like this where there's high emotions, you got to keep them in check. One extra penalty here can make a difference. I know both power plays have had their chances and haven't converted, but you don't want to go overboard. And we're down a few players right now, so we have to make sure we manage it really well, manage our ice.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Brent.
Well, the guy that was used to these kind of games, Brian, in his playing days, Craig Berube, we talked to him a little bit about that. I remember back in the mid to late 80s, I was asking him about a game in which he played for the Flyers against Detroit when they had Probert and Kosar. I said, you fought both of them, one of them twice. You got the 3 major penalties back then before you were kicked out. He said, yeah, I think that was my 4th National Hockey League game. And the part of the story I didn't know, he said it was a home and home. We went to Joe Louis Arena 2 nights later. And Mike Keenan, the coach at the time, came in the room and said that Dave Brown was scratched. And he said, me and Rick Tocchet looked at each other and said, you got to be kidding. Back come the Flyers with a chance here, and Thomas Greiss makes it look easy with the glove save.
I don't think Giroux got all of that shot. Thomas Greiss made a terrific save, though, because Giroux takes the puck almost coast to coast, goes through the neutral zone, is able to cut back, good drive through to the net. And that was the key there. But I'm not sure that Giroux, he doesn't miss very many of those. One of the top scorers in the National Hockey League, and Greiss made a really nice save there.
Face-off controlled by the Penguins. Kunitz drops it back. Again, 4 skaters aside. until the Delzato minor ends, and there will be another 10 or 12 seconds or so of a Philadelphia power play as Crosby has a roll off this stick. Braden Shen now starts it back the other way. Harrington able to play it back to Kunitz. Pass intended for Crosby out of his reach. A turnover. Here's Kunitz with it behind the net. Jams it out in front. Harrington with a chance. It was blocked. Loose puck, and Kunitz couldn't get the shot to the net.
The Pittsburgh's got to be careful. Mike Johnson, he said they're down a couple of players. And they got a young defenseman in Scott Harrington. Getting some ice time here. Got to be careful who he's out there against. But how much can you shelter him if you're down some players and there's constant penalties and everybody else is worn out.
Now LeCavalier across the line, chipped it along. He gets it back. Makes a little play through the legs. Delzato out of the box, heads to the bench for the extra attacker, but the puck is turned over. And Sutter now just 5 seconds remaining. And the double minors that are up on the board. Ehrhoff with a shot that is steered up into the netting and out of play. Tune in to NHL Network on January 23rd through January 25th for live coverage from the 2015 NHL All-Star Weekend. NHL Network, where the NHL gets hockey. I mentioned Craig Berube, that story I was telling before, when one of the tough guys on that Flyer team was Rick Tocchet, who's now an assistant coach with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And talking to Toc this morning, I said, any particular memories of this rivalry? He said, most of the really good memories I have were when I played for the Flyers, because of course he played for both organizations. And he said, we were good. Pittsburgh was good in those days. As this shot into the glove of Emery, and he will hold it there, and a little shoving after the whistle. But the two memories that Tocchet talked about that stood out for him, he said, I remember a game in the late 80s when Ronnie Hextall, now the general manager here in Philadelphia, chased after Rob Brown of the Penguins after Brown had scored a goal and celebrated. Hextall chased him around the ice. And the other memorable game for Tocchet, and there's Ron Hextall. The other memory for him was being involved in that game that Keith Primo ended in the 5th overtime of the playoffs back in 2000.
Well, Rick Tocchet was talking to Mike Johnson, the head coach of the Penguins, before the game, and saying that he was saying that Penguins too many times have lost their composure and have gotten overly emotional, got distracted from their game. So he told them, yeah, it has definitely happened. And so Mike Johnson was very aware of the emotional level in this game. That's why he said what he said to me in the interview a few moments ago.
Yeah.
And Bortuzzo is either injured or he's got a broken skate. He went feet first into the end boards. So another defenseman maybe down at least for a couple of minutes.
Well, he tried to get out of the way of Belmar, who was coming in to lay a big hit on him, as this shot on the angle is handled by Greiss, and he holds it there. 5:16 remaining here in the second. It remains Flyers and Penguins tied at 1.
Robert Bortuzzo, number 41, goes back to the puck. He knows he's going to get hit by Belmar. Braces himself, but his skate go out from underneath him. He went in feet first. He was in difficulty coming back to the bench. We'll have to keep an eye to see when he comes back.
Letang has not returned since the hit he took from Ronaldo that got Ronaldo thrown out of the game. Kadari's been shaken up, but also been involved in a fight after he took a glove to the eye. It's been a rough night for the Pittsburgh defense. Simmons across the line, feeds it on the right wing, hoping that LeCavalier was there, and then Simmons finishes his hit on Nick Spaulding. Manning angles it off the board now. Couturier tried to hit Matt Reed. It's recovered by Harrington. Off the glass and out to center right. Waffle starts it right back the other way. Takes it wide, and Greiss able to fight that one off. It's knocked down by the Penguins with a high stick, but played by the Flyers, and the Manning shot deflected wide.
Greiss had no idea where that one went after he made the initial save.
Oh, that puck looked like it skipped up in the air and made deflected off the stick, and then Waffle came in after Kunitz. As the puck is back the other way, and Christian Ehrhoff leading the attack for the Penguins. Crosby, far side. Perron with a shot and a save made by Emery. David Perron continues to get pucks to the net, as he's done on a regular basis since joining the Penguins. Kraft is looking for the most passionate hockey community in America. Nominate your community for a chance to host an NHL preseason game plus $150,000 in arena upgrades. Nominations now open. Kraft Hockey Bill for the love of hockey.
The temperature's down a little bit. Boy, I mean, it's just boiled over so many times, but it's down a little bit right now.
Malkin tops out of the face-off circle. Adams comes in, but it's the Flyers that control. Now it's turned back by Martin into the Philadelphia end with under 4 minutes remaining here in the second period. Arcobello finishes his check on Toliakovo. And back the other way, Umberger. Stood up there by Scuderi. Scuderi loses his helmet again. Then Belmar takes a hit. He's knocked down to the ice. And back the other way come the Penguins. Could have numbers 4 on 3. Malkin sends it across. A good stick there by Vandevelde. Lifts it ahead now for Umberger. He has a man on the far side. Belmar. It's blocked by the helmetless Rob Scuderi.
Scuderi does a heck of a job here. He wanted a line change, Dave, because he didn't have a helmet. And then the play turns so quickly.
Oh, look out. Vandevelde away from the puck, jammed. That was number 34, Farnham. He jammed him along the boards, and now Farnham is separated with another Flyer player in there, going to drop the gloves.
Belmar played all his hockey in Europe. We'll see how much scrapping he knows how to do.
He's got the height and the reach advantage, and Farnham was saying, come on, let's go.
Oh! And he hit Farnham right on the button, but look at Farnham recover. And that was good on Farnham, too. See that at the end?
Yep.
He could have jumped on him and thrown a haymaker, and he backed away. I give him a lot of credit for that. You watch how this fight ends, but Belmar really dropped him. He literally dropped him right to the ice. Obviously, he's been around the block when it comes to dropping the mitts. I didn't see any of the collision on the near side because I'm blocked out. It's right down the bench from me. There's the initial hit. And then Farnham, who's been looking for somebody to dance with all night long, and Belmar says, okay, play the music. Watch this go. There's going to be one right in here. Right there. Yeah. That's the one. Oh, I could feel it from here. Now watch how it ends at the end here. See that?
Yep.
Because the referee wasn't there. There was no linesman. That's really good on Farnham. He goes down. I can't even believe he was able to turn around after taking that one on the chin. But this is out. Look at that. He did. Okay, that's it. I'm done. That's the way. That's the way it's supposed to be done. You hear the groan in the background. They're showing inside the building what we just showed you. That shot to the chin by Belmar on Farnham. Flyers fans have seen this for generations.
The initial hit, Brian, I believe, was 76 Vandevelde, and he got tangled up and couldn't get out of the scrum. And then it was Belmar who was separated, and he and Farnham were the ones that went. So,
yeah, you got to look at it from your side. Yeah, I couldn't see it.
This all happened away from the puck. So how this is called?
2 minutes for roughing. Flyers penalty number 76. Chris Vandevelde, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Pittsburgh penalty number 34, Bobby Farnham. Flyers penalty number 78. Here, Edouard Belmar, each 5 minutes for fighting. Time 16 minutes, 52 seconds.
Mike Johnson trying to get information from the referees. How does this work? What are we playing? Is it 5-on-5, 5-on-4? Looks like it's power play for the Penguins here. Oh, excuse me. No, it is going to be 5-on-5.
Yeah, Vandevelde and Arcobello each got 2, and Farnham and Belmar each got 5. Now a turnover, Reed getting some help from Couturier. Trying to go short side. Bryson saves loose. Caught for Reed, and it's knocked away by Crosby. Now Matt Reed has it again. It slides out now to Streit, who hammers one, and that's deflected up high on the glass, not off the netting. The play continues. Raffle is squeezed to the boards by Ehrhoff. Couturier and Ehrhoff battle, Brian.
Boy, Mark Streit got a lot on that shot, too. Streit's got 20 points in his last 23 games, so he's had some touch lately.
Kunitz, bank pass for Crosby. Good stick there by Andrew McDonald. Prevented number 87 from cutting in. Now Crosby does center it. And Simmons in good position. Center ice. Braden Chen dropped it to Simmons. Now it bounces off the end boards. It picked up by Bo Bennett on the far side. And it's slapped away by a Flyer player. I believe that was Claude Giroux that just came off the bench. Now Sutter lifts it ahead. It's backhanded by Bennett, but doesn't come out. Price to the corner for Scuderi. That bounces off of Simmons. And it's all the way out to Bo Bennett, who hands it off now for Evgeny Malkin. Malkin cutting in on the backhand, and it's in the glove of Emery. He will hold it there.
Philadelphia Flyers were taking the puck to the net. Some good hard work by Reed, and then Couturier just takes a bad angle shot. Watch this toe drag by Reed, but really well played by Greiss. Greiss very aggressive. You could see the handle of the stick paddle down is what made the poke check on Reed. If he had not played it that aggressively, Greiss that is, then the toe drag would have worked for Reed. He would have had more than half the net to shoot at.
Flyers control the draw. LeCavalier hands it ahead. Now it's backhanded by Umberger and along the boards behind the Pittsburgh net. Greiss helps it along on the far side. LeCavalier and Ehrhoff battle there. Umberger reaches in, digs it out to the line. One-timer by Manning, and that was a knuckleball that sailed in high and wide. Now off the near boards, and Manning able to hold it in. Scuderi calmly gets it to the middle of the ice for Adams, out to center ice, and Manning turns it right back into the Pittsburgh zone. LeCavalier hands it off. Umberger with a drive and a save by Greiss. With just a second more than 1 minute remaining here in the second period.
Let's go back to Rob Scuderi making a great play after he had had his helmet knocked off. He wanted to make a line change. That's why the Philadelphia Flyers had a partial break there in that long pass to Umberger. But Scuderi comes back without the helmet, and he's the one that took care of the 2-on-1. He's had his share of issues. We showed you when he got that glove in the eye. I don't know if he wears contacts or not. That may have been an issue, but he left for a little bit, came back, and got his helmet ripped off by Umberger, and still made the play later on.
Here is Kunitz now lifting it out to center ice. Straight plays it back. And it's backhanded by Raffl. In along the boards behind Greiss, who leaves it there now for Paul Martin, starting it back. Just over 40 seconds remaining here in the second period. Now Kunitz, the goal scorer for the Penguins. And Harrington has to back up. David Perron angles it off the board. Chipped ahead by the Flyers now. Across the line. Raffl tried to make a move there. David Perron, who made the good play defensively. Reed sends it in along the boards behind Greiss. He takes a look one way. Decides to play it back up the near boards. It's out to center ice for Chris Kunitz. He'll jam it in along the boards. And the final seconds of this second period. And Perron stepping into Claude Giroux, just kind of gliding into him.
Well, that was because as Giroux was coming back into the zone, he just kind of calmly pulled the feet out from underneath Perron. That's why Perron was unhappy. He comes back and just sends the message. He didn't run him into the boards, but he basically was saying, hey, none of that stuff. What a period.
Each team with an unassisted goal. Luke Schenn in the first, Kunitz in the second. The Discover Card second intermission report coming up. The Keystone rivalry heating up here in Philadelphia. And the Red Wings on a roll, soaring over the Wild at Joe Louis Arena tonight. The guys in the studio will talk about that and all that's gone on here tonight. The intermission report back in the studio on the other side of these messages. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer. 1-1 getting ready to start the third period. Time now for our storyline brought to you by Head & Shoulders. And the story early on was the onslaught of the Penguins offense. 17-3 shot advantage. Then it got physical and out of hand. We had a game misconduct with a hit by Ronaldo. The goaltender Emery got involved. A scrap at center ice. The big hit there by Bellemare on Farnham, and then Farnham showed the restraint not to punch back when Belmar was down. And oh, by the way, we do have a couple of goals in the game. Luke Schenn unassisted in the first. Chris Kunitz shorthanded, unassisted in the second. And here's a chance right off the bat. It's fired in high and wide. As Nick Spaling had an opportunity. Now it's picked up by Evgeny Malkin. Braden Schenn hands it off on the far side. Simmons trying to cut in, but it's knocked away by the skate of Rob Scuderi. And now Malkin able to slide it ahead. Spaling across the line. That's blocked over top of the Philadelphia net.
Boy, Flyers really dodged the bullet there. Bad turnover by Schenn. What a great scoring chance for Spaling. I think he just put too much on it. He was trying to go top shelf right up under the bar from in tight. He snapped it so hard he just blew it high and wide.
So Bortuzzo, number 41, who we didn't see take the ice. He stayed on the bench after that collision into the end boards, but number 41 is out there and playing here early in the third period. No word officially on Chris Letang, who took that hit from Ronaldo and has not returned. Here is Crosby spinning off a check out to Bortuzzo with a shot that changes direction and slides in just wide of the Flyer net.
Emery looked like he was being interfered with, too. He's shaking his head a little bit there. He was turned sideways. If that one had been on net, it would have been in.
And this play offside at the Pittsburgh line.
Let's go back to that chance right off the opening face-off here. There's Luke Schenn, just misplays this one, and he gives it right to Nick Spaling. Spaling comes in, he wants to go top shelf. The puck is rolling maybe a little bit there. But Emery did a good job. He just held his ground. He didn't make the first move, and Spaling missed his shot.
Sutter wins the draw from Van de Velde, and now here is Martin. Crossing the center ice red line, Downey. Sends one in off the glass behind Ray Emery. The Flyers get to it, and R.J. Umberger slides it across now. Manning up on the rush with a shot here that's handled by Greiss. And we'll get a face-off in the Pittsburgh zone. Well, Sunday, the NHL's biggest stars descend on Columbus, Ohio for the 2015 Honda NHL All-Star Game. Coverage begins Friday at 7:30 Eastern on NBCSN with the Fantasy Draft, where fans will be able to play along with the captain's picks. There are the Flyers and Penguins All-Star selections, and
congratulations to all of them. It'll be a fun weekend in Columbus. The city of Columbus will do a bang-up job.
Yeah, they will. They're ready for it.
After that second period, Dave, I thought it was appropriate to start this third. They were playing the rock and roll song, Hell's Bells. I thought that was just perfect after the second period we saw.
Back to the line, a shot changes direction and just wide. Greiss got a piece of it.
Van de Velde hit that off the shaft of the stick. It changed direction, opposite direction, instantly.
Now the Penguins clear. A 2-on-1 develops here. Bennett, Malkin. Wade sends it across the 10. Score! What patience by Malkin! And an easy one for Bo Bennett. And the Penguins for the first time tonight have the lead.
An outnumbered attack for the Penguins, and Bo Bennett did the right thing. He knew he wanted to get the puck to Evgeny Malkin, and he got it to him as soon as he could. Here comes Bennett. It's pretty well played by Del Zotto at the beginning, but then he slides right out of the picture. And when you have the patience and skill of Malkin, this makes it easy. He's got all kinds of time and room. He can decide to shoot it himself, but he puts it right on the tape to Bennett, who's on a bad angle, but look how much room Emery has to cover from his left to his right. He can't do it. Bo Bennett makes the right shot.
Well, you and I have done a couple of Pittsburgh games this season, Brian, and there's a lot of talk about Bo Bennett. They are very excited about what his offensive upside is. He's battled injuries, been in and out of the lineup, but they consider him to be top six forward material.
Yeah, no doubt. I think if I was Del Zotto there, the lone defenseman back, I would have put pressure on him to, Bo Bennett that is, to handle the puck, because you know Malkin just wants it so badly. Make him sweat a little, make Bennett make the play at the net.
Now Farnham chips it up the near boards and back into the Flyers' end. It's recovered by Streit. It's off on the far side. Last game before the break for the Flyers. Pittsburgh plays tomorrow night here on NBCSN in our Wednesday night rivalry. First game of the doubleheader against the Chicago Blackhawks, who have suddenly found themselves struggling a bit, and really into a tight race in that Central Division with the Winnipeg Jets playing so well.
It's going to be like that all season long. That Central Division is incredible.
Crosby lost it. Here's Couturier handing it off along the boards. Ehrhoff steps in front of his man. And now Christian Ehrhoff sends it back into the Flyers' end. Matt Reed fell down but made a play on the puck. Now it's slapped away by Arcabello. Here comes Crosby. Backhand shot, and that's grazed off of Emery and all the way to the far side.
The best backhand in the National Hockey League is Crosby.
Crosby had it taken away by Vinny Lecavalier, who sliced it to Couturier. Two of them across the line. A shot here, handled by Greiss. Now Lecavalier sends it back to the left point for Delzato. Delzato shot, redirected, score! Van de Velde with the redirection has tied the game.
Simple shot from the point. Delzato with his head up. Van de Velde with terrific positioning. And look at that redirection there. Thomas Greiss just gets double-crossed by that puck. It goes underneath his blocker and between his arm, but Van de Velde had lots of room and time. He could have turned around and made a play on the net. He didn't know that at the time because he had his back turned to the net. He didn't need to. Terrific deflection. And the Flyers right back in it.
Just 2 minutes and 1 second after the Bennett goal, his third of the year. To Malkin and Spalling, Van de Velde gets his sixth of the year. And again, it's secondary scoring that the Flyers are going to need, and especially as they are still without Jake Voracek, who's in the penalty box serving the rest of the 17 minutes in penalties he received back at the 8:01 mark. Now Sutter breaks off the check of Lecavalier, trying to go back to the line, and it's out to center ice. And this play whistled down by the linesman, Delzato and Lecavalier, with the assist on the goal by Van de Velde.
Andrew McDonald sitting on the bench there, and I bet you his fiance, I don't know, I'm not sure if it's Hallie or Haley Sampson. She's hoping that he doesn't get involved in these scraps and maybe take one on the nose, because they're getting married on Friday in the Bahamas.
There you go.
Yeah. The former New York Islanders, some of the Islanders are going to be there, some of the Flyers are going to be there. I'm sure she was wincing watching these fists flying in this game.
Saved by Greiss, gave up a bit of a rebound. Now Spalling gets to it. Now, if you have a black guy in the wedding photos, you got stories to tell for many years.
Yes, that's right. Even if you have a black guy after the wedding, you got stories to tell for years.
Luke Schenn slides it across off the stick of Braden Schenn as it's backhanded by Simmons into the Pittsburgh zone. Ehrhoff plays it around, takes a hit from Braden Schenn as he released it. Now Farnham trying to get around Streit. Battle along the near boards on the Flyers' end. Simmons comes in on Farnham. Now Streit, still, he threw a big hit. Now back the other way comes Couturier. Couturier hands it off. Reed behind the net. Koliakovo with a good opportunity there, and Greiss able to make the save.
Boy, Koliakovo was really able to steam into that when he was cruising and got to put it right on the tee for him.
Now gloved down by Reed, but the Penguins able to clear it back out to center ice. Now Martin, sandwiched between a couple of Flyers, able to make the play to Harrington. Ring fly pass for Crosby. Oh, he hustled in and he negated the icing after that pass got by him, and now Streit starts it back for Philadelphia. And Erie with Belmar closing in on him. Now LeCavalier tried to throw it back to the slot. LeCavalier off the board with it. Sends it across. It bounces off of Kunitz, I believe it just wide. LeCavalier again. Now it's knocked away by Malkin. He looks to break here. With Perron, a 2-on-1. Malkin with a shot and a save made by Emery.
Oh, he was going top shelf on the glove side. Really well defended there by Emery, who had to wait till the last second.
Here's Malkin right back in again. A spin around backhander and a save by Emery. And then Malkin reached in with a stick. And Spalling and Luke Shen looking at each other. Terrific start to this third period. A goal from Bennett, a goal from Vandevelde, and moves like this from Evgeny Malkin. Jake Voracek, who came into action today as the leading scorer in the National Hockey League, getting a pat on the back there from his line mate and captain Claude Giroux. Served his 17 minutes in penalties.
In a 2-2 game to get the #1 scorer in the NHL back on the bench is a big lift for the Flyers, to say the very least. He'll be well rested. And if he can get his wheels going after sitting there for a long time on the wrong side of the ice. The game's settled down a little bit now, and both teams, especially, I heard the guys talking in the studio, and they're thinking, you know, Pittsburgh just want these 2 points. They just get these 2 points. Went through a lot in this game. 2 points and move on. And the Flyers trying to build something that they can move forward for the rest of the season on.
Well, a lot of conversation going on with the officials. Craig Berube was talking to one of the referees. Ehrhoff talking to one of the officials as well.
That was interesting. They threw Raffl out of the face-off circle. And then Brad Wazarowicz, the other linesman, came over, said something, and Raffl went back in.
Bryce for Ehrhoff. Now to Downey. Now Raffl plays it ahead. Oliakovo sends it along. Here's Umberger with it. Now Simmons with it. Comes off the end board. Shot was blocked. It's backhanded by Koliakovo just wide. And now David Perron trying to come out with it. Good stick there by Simmons. Knocked it away. Giroux sends it back to the line. Koliakovo with it. Sends it far side of the Pittsburgh zone. And Martin comes out all the way out to center ice now for David Perron. 2-2 is our score. 8 minutes gone by here in the third period. Crosby had it knocked off his stick, but the Penguins recover. Backhanded ahead just out of the reach of Perron. That bounces off of Kunitz. Braden Shen sends it across, and here's Jake Voracek. Voracek hands it off for Streit. Streit across the line. Sends it along behind Greiss on the far side. Braden Shen is there. Now Luke Shen at the right point. Braden has it again, hands it off to Giroux. Long range shot in and out of the glove of Greiss. Jammed back in behind the Pittsburgh goal. Bortuzzo going after it, but Voracek will get there first. And then Bortuzzo knocked it down. Going to be a tripping call here against the Pittsburgh defenseman.
Good time of possession inside the zone and protecting the puck. That's what draws that penalty by Bortuzzo. Your job is to get in on the player and get in on the puck. Bortuzzo takes a whack at it, but all he does is get feet. That's an easy call for the referee. So a really big chance here for the Flyers on their power play with Voracek, who just drew that penalty, back out there.
Flyers 0 for 3 on the power play and have given up a shorthanded goal tonight. The first goal for the Penguins scored by Kunitz.
And Dave, you got the 3 guys. You got Voracek, Giroux, and Simmons all out there up front. They've got 24 goals out of the 37 power play goals that the Flyers have. So that's 2/3 of all the goals are by those 3 guys, Simmons, Giroux, and Voracek.
Yeah, you mentioned Simmons with 9. He came into action in a 5-way tie for the 4th most of the National Hockey League behind only Ovechkin, Pavelski, and Gustav Nyquist of the Detroit Red Wings. And here's Giroux. Hands it off down low. Simmons tried to jam it in front. It's still loose at the top of the blue paint. Now Giroux prevented the Penguins from clearing it. It's out to the line for a strike. Tees it up for a shot. Saved by Grice. He juggles for a moment, and his players were digging for a loose puck. And we get a whistle, and Grice has it.
Boy, Grice was really calm amongst all that furor in front of him. He bobbled it for a second, but stayed with it. Look at all the bodies in front. That was partially deflected, I believe. That's straight positioning by Grice, because you wonder how much he can actually see the puck. You try to get down on a good lane based on where you see the shooter coming from. And at some point, I'm sure you must just hope that it hits you and then deal with it from there.
Flyers Reed slides it across, top of the circle, and Grice got that as he struck the right arm.
Oh, that was a wicked shot by Delzato.
And all the way down the ice. Minute 20 remaining in the Bortuzzo minor penalty. Reed sends it along behind Grice. Picked up on the near boards by the penalty-killing Penguins, and it's cleared by Ehrhoff. Delzato. Forced back by Sill. Now Delzato comes out with it. Runs it off to Giroux. Far side for Voracek. He gains the zone. Centering pass. Good stop by Grice. Another opportunity. Turned aside. Penguins don't get it out of the zone. Strike sets it across. Voracek sweeps it in front. A high tip play there for Brayden Schenn, just goes wide. Voracek on the far side. Still half a minute remaining in this Philadelphia power play. Has it off down low. Simmons angles it off the boards now for Claude Giroux. Giroux hands it off out high. Gets it back. Now Giroux down low. Simmons wanted to pull it back to the forehand. It was poked away. Now far side. Voracek pass to the front. And that was tipped just wide. Under 10 seconds remaining in the Bortuzzo minor penalty. Out to the line, strike, sends it far side. Toward the net, ends up deflected to the corner. Backhanded by Giroux. Here's Simmons, knocked away from him. Bortuzzo out of the box. Simmons shot is stopped by the left hand of Grice. Brayden Schenn trying to fend off a check. Now Giroux with it. Far side. One-timer and a save by Grice. He was already moving as Raffl let the shot go.
Raffl came off the bench. He was fresh, and the Pittsburgh Penguins hadn't accounted for him yet as he came in the zone to speak.
Now Ehrhoff angles it off the short glass and out to center right. Luke Schenn with it there.
There were some really good plays made there by the Flyers on that power play.
Handled off the board. Raffl pushing it along. Now Bellemare with it. Looking for Vandevelde. Now Sill for the Penguins. Drops it back. Ehrhoff has it. Runs it all the way back out to center right. Bounces off the ski. Picked up by Crosby. Cuts to the middle. Tried to drop pass. It was blocked. It'll be held in the zone though by Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff takes it deep behind the net. Tried to jam it in front. Blocked by Delzato. And he tried to hit the glass and he put it right into the seats and immediately puts his gloves to his helmet because he knows he just made a mistake. Penalty, delay of game, power play Pittsburgh in a 2-2 game when we come back.
15 orange is Michael Delzato. He takes a look up the ice. He wants to use the glass and get it out of the zone. The trouble is he missed the glass. That's a 2-minute penalty.
Kunitz, Paul Martin off the boards now for Crosby. Goes to Malkin, who has an assist in the game. Now it comes to Malkin. High tip, save made by Emery. That was Malkin to Crosby, and coming into this game, one of the two of them had factored in 20 of the 23 January goals that the Penguins had scored, so they've now factored in 21 of 25 with the Malkin assist earlier in this one. Now it comes to Crosby. Quickly for Martin, just as quickly back to number 87. Now straight away for Martin. One-timer here. And there was a rebound given up, and it ends up in the corner. Perron quickly moves it around on the near side for Crosby. Through the legs to Malkin. Right back to Crosby. Back to the line, Martin. One-timer Perron. He misfired on it. Broke his stick. Malkin, nice job to keep it in the zone, and now the bouncing puck goes off the glass. And Couturier able to send it down the ice.
Yeah, Malkin looked like he might have even closed his hand on the puck.
It was close, wasn't it?
So, yeah, he carried it a little bit before he put it down.
Ehrhoff for Sutter. Now Andrew McDonald for the Flyers hammers it around, and Ehrhoff could not keep it in. Vandervelde racing down after it, and it finally gets to an area where Bryce can play it. Also by the Flyers. Belmar able to backhand it into the Philadelphia zone, or rather into the Pittsburgh zone, and force the Penguins back to have to go the length of the ice on this power play in the dying seconds of the penalty. Against Delzato, here was Sutter. Lucian with a big hit on him. Lucian's been a physical presence all night long. Now Delzato looking for a stretch pass. They couldn't get it to him. Now it's backhanded across, and it's offside at the Pittsburgh line. 31 shots apiece. Hard to believe we're there, seeing where they were in the first, but we are tied.
Sidney Crosby and Jonathan Toews have never played against one another.
Move to the side, son. I'm taking over.
Over the Penguin line, got behind Orpik, moves to the net with a backhand. Oh, it's a goal!
It was pretty incredible.
Chicago and Pittsburgh, NHL rivals. All new episode tonight following our NHL coverage here. Of course, a couple of organizations that met back in the 1992 Stanley Cup Final. That's across. Cabello tried to make a play on it. Now it's backhanded but not out, and fired right back in on Bryce. Picked up now by Brayden Schenn. Hands it off on the far side. Voracek to make a little move along the end boards. Squeezed off there by Craig Adams, who takes a hit from Brayden Schenn. And Bortuzzo back the other way. Sends it along the boards behind Emery. And behind the play, Bortuzzo down, and a penalty coming here. Interference call, was well away from the puck. Brayden Schenn with his arm out like, you've got to be kidding me, but I'll be honest, I did not see this.
Yeah, it was well away from the play. The puck was already ringing around the boards there, and that happened outside the blue line. Interference call. I never got a good look at it either because it was so far away. Puck was over on the near side boards. See if we can pick it up. Right side of the screen. Yeah. And you can see the puck was deep inside the zone. Whether it was intentional, it was Schenn was just headed back into his zone. And I don't know if Bortuzzo just sort of turned into him or what happened, but Brayden Schenn's in the penalty box.
Yet another power play opportunity here for Pittsburgh in this third period. 2-2 our score. Now it comes to Malkin. Malkin patient, waiting. Hands it off down low for Kunitz, who has a shorthanded goal in this game. Malkin sends it across now. Paul Martin with a shot pass. He was looking for Crosby. Here comes back to Malkin. Now to Martin. Perron with it. Tried to feather a pass through that was blocked. Good keep in though by Martin. Hands it back to Perron, number 39. Tried to get it around, didn't get enough on it. Swept along, but not past Malkin, who's taken down by Vandervelde. Malkin gets back up though. Here's Malkin with it at the faceoff dot. He tried to go far side, missed the net. And the Penguins will have to come back and regroup out of the neutral zone. Perron across the line for Malkin. Angles it off the boards for Martin. Far side for Perron. Sweeps it to the net. Save made by Emery. And he holds it there.
Perron will shoot the puck anytime, any place, and he gets a good one away there. He was looking in the middle of the ice and then turned to the net very quickly. Good release. And he did have net front presence. Ray Emery, who's made some stellar saves in this game, was quick to get down on that one and was able to snag it and not give any rebound up because Crosby and Kunitz with it.
Penguins control the draw. Harrington sets it up. One-timer by Ehrhoff, and that skips in to the corner on the far side. Downey looked like he was shaken up a little bit. Yeah. And he's back up and trying to become the net front presence on this power play. The second unit out here for Mike Johnston. Bennett hands it off for Sutter. Sutter makes a move. Trying to jam it to the front. Bennett sends it out to Harrington left point. Now it comes to Ehrhoff, top of the circle with a shot. Missed the net off the end board. Downey. Checked by Delzato. It comes now to Bo Bennett again on the far side, off the wall with it. Sutter wheels it to the front. Oh, what a job there by Manning. Downing took him down. Downing wanted a penalty. He was barking at the referee.
He is hot. Good body position there by Manning. In a game like this, you know, it's going to be physical play. You got to be in the right place, and you got to be ready when it comes. Manning did a heck of a job there.
Big penalty kill by the Flyers. Again. Braden Shen out of the box, and now back comes Arcabello. Mark Arcabello. That's wide of Emery on the far side. Held in by Scuderi. Back to the net. Emery a save. Now the puck comes free. It rolls past the stick of Falling. Picked up by Scuderi. Bortuzzo over the drive. Missed the net. And Voracek picks it up with some speed. And goes on the far side for Belmar. Easy save there for Greiss. He has it on the glove with 2:31 remaining here in the third. We go inside the glass, presented by Toyota. Here's Brian.
This has been quite a game, but there's been so much going on. Not a lot of goals being scored, but it's the physical play that just took over, especially as the game progressed. Whether it was out in the middle of the ice or in the crease areas, knuckle chucking all over the place, about 6 different sets of guys. That was one of the best. Belmar and Farnham in the middle of the ice. It's settled down here now. It's a 2-2 game, 2.5 to go, and it's about the points right now.
Turnover, backhand, and a save made by Greiss. A little bit of contact with the Pittsburgh goaltender after he makes the save. And now the puck deflects off the glass and out of play, and the linesman immediately indicating no delay of game because it did deflect before it went out of play.
Oh, Matt Reed with a really good scoring chance there. The play's off the face-off. He got it to his backhand. Reed's had trouble scoring this season, and no better chances he had in this game, where he moved right in and was eyeball to eyeball with Greiss with that chance, and Greiss beat him.
No goals in his last 19 for number 24. Martin plays it along now for Kunitz. Chips it out to center ice. Giroux back to get it now for Delzato. Braden Shen, Crosby steps into him. Perron comes over and gets control of the puck. Hands it off now to Tristan Ehrhoff. He chips it ahead into the Flyers zone. Perron knocks Delzato down. David Perron with it below the goal line. Gets it out in front. Oh, what did that hit? The goal across the referee. Okay, yeah. And now here comes Voracek. He won't quite catch up to it. If he did, it would have been a 2-on-1.
Yeah, that shot by Chris Kunitz was deflected. It had almost everything taken off it, and it just lobbed towards the top corner. I thought maybe it was in, but the referee right there in the corner waved it off instantly. Kelly Sutherland was right there. Starts with Perron. There's the deflected shot.
Oh, crossbar and post.
Yes.
Wow.
Right at the joint.
Yeah.
Chris Kunitz with that shorthanded goal, David, you said, hasn't had a lot of looks at the net. On the power play, he's been that net front presence guy. That's about as close as you get, though, but not going in.
Wow. Just showing it on the big overhead scoreboard here at Wells Fargo Center. Couturier wins the draw. McDonald for Simmons. Simmons couldn't get it to the front. Ehrhoff out to the line. McDonald holds it in. He sends it toward the net. Knocked down by Martin, and Martin just wheels it out of there. He'll take the icing here. And with 1:24 remaining in regulation time and an icing call.
The shots are 35-33 now, Pittsburgh Penguins. The Flyers have come back a long way, but one more look at that shot as it was deflected. Right off that joint of the crossbar and post.
Crosby wins the draw. Martin plays it around. Perron on the far side, chipped it. Bounced off of Streit, and Perron gets it back and puts it along the boards into the Flyer zone. McDonald hands it off. Good hit there by Adams, but the Flyers come out with it.
That was a nasty little bounce. That was a spinning shot. And Giroux just dumped it in there and landed it a couple of feet in front of Greiss. You had to play that one carefully. Watch that. You never know where those are going to bounce. Left or right, straight ahead. Pick up speed, maybe, depending on how they land. Greiss has been solid, too. There have been some good goaltending in this game. Greiss has had to go long stretches at sometimes, especially early in the game, where he had virtually no shots, and then there'd be flurries of action. The Flyers got stronger offensively as the game went on.
Pittsburgh dominated the shots and the chances in the first, and the Flyers have turned both those aspects around. Less than a minute remaining in regulation now as Couturier hits the Penguin zone and then takes a hit from Bortuzzo. Into the corner for Raffl. Able to get it out to the line, just held in. Here's Delzato, and that didn't get through. Blocked on the face-off circle. Spalling off the boards now for Adams. And Craig Adams chips it off the glass into the Flyers' end. Final half minute of regulation. Raffl steers away from Sill. Plays it ahead into the Pittsburgh zone. Raffl takes a big hit there from Ehrhoff. Now it's picked up. Simmons trying to cut to the middle. Cuts back to the boards. Hands it off for McDonald. On the far side. It comes back to McDonald. 10 seconds remaining. The one-timer blocked by Adams. Right back to Streit. Streit hands it off to Andrew McDonald. And now Simmons, a delayed penalty coming. And the overtime is going to begin. It appears with the Flyers on a power play, a cross-checking indication from the referee.
I don't see anybody going there yet, but it looks like it's Sill.
Yep.
Zach Sill. Flyers had good pressure again. They were trying to get pucks through. A couple of big blocks. Craig Adams with a terrific block. He does that so many times on that one-timer from Streit from the point. And then as the front of the net action continued, look at the bottom of your screen there, 38 white. There's the cross-check there. Whether was it the first one or the second one or the combination of both.
Pittsburgh penalty is the number 38. Zach Sill, 2 minutes.
We will step aside and get ready for overtime. A power play for the Flyers as overtime begins on this 2-2 game.
During the break, Craig Berube is holding the board of the ice surface, but it's the players who are saying what they want. That was Voracek speaking first. Now you can see Giroux drawing things. Mark Streit on the left. He's going to be back on the point along with Voracek. They've got an idea of what they want to do here. It's 4-on-3, of course, in overtime.
And it looked like the one word that Berube said was quick. Whatever you're going to do it quickly. So a 4-on-3 power play. Giroux, Simmons. Streit and Voracek, the four skaters for Craig Berube. Sutter, Scuderi, and Martin, the three penalty killers for Mike Johnson and the Penguins. Giroux hands it off at the line. Streit. Giroux looks across. Streit sets up in the middle with a shot. It was deflected in front.
It hits Scuderi in the foot. That was a no-look pass by Giroux. He's looking back and he passed it across.
Now Giroux with it again. Voracek hands it off for Claude Giroux. Streit circles out to the line in front of Kent for Simmons, and again poked away as he tries that quick move.
Yeah, he's usually really good at that. He just fanned on the move there, but he is so effective down on the corner of the net where he'll spin back into the middle and take that quick shot.
Streit across the line, hands it off. Angled off the end boards and around. Scuderi, though, going to get to it. And that's not what the Flyers wanted to do there. Easy clear for Pittsburgh.
And Martin and Scuderi are staying out there. They have not even attempted to try and come off. They've been out here since the beginning.
Voracek tried to send it across. Adams got a stick on it. Flyers get to it. Now it's knocked down by Simmons. Streit sends it far side. Giroux for Voracek. Back to Claude Giroux. Now Giroux fakes the shot. Tried to slide it through. It was blocked.
Martin was in the shooting lane there. Well done by Paul Martin.
Far side for Giroux. Here's Streit with a shot that's blocked. Now it comes to Voracek. He hammers one in the left half, saved by Greiss. Now straight away. Streit again to the front of the net. Simmons had it knocked off his stick. Picked up by Giroux. 10 seconds left of the power play. Giroux trying to indicate that he was slashed, wants a call, and nothing coming.
What a play by Paul Martin there at the very end of that, out there for virtually the whole penalty kill with Scuderi, and he's the one that knocked that puck away.
Sill, who came out of the box, able to get a stick on that, and what have we got? Have we got too many men on the ice?
Too many men, that's what they're saying.
The Pittsburgh bench is furious.
Christian Ehrhoff over there arguing the Penguins' case.
Sill had come out of the box. He touched the puck in the neutral zone, then was racing toward the bench, and right away the whistle blew.
Sidney Crosby wants the explanation.
There comes Sill on the top of the screen.
And at the bottom of the screen, you can see Malkin.
Yeah.
Malkin just peeked out there, right by the blue line. That was enough. He was out there by just a stride or two. That's a good call. I mean, that was sharp by the officials to catch that one. I'm not sure that even the Penguins bench realized that Malkin had sneaked out the door there by those couple of steps. I think they thought it was just the exchange with Sill. And I think with the Crosby maybe coming out there.
Well, Craig Berube and the Flyers have called a timeout here with a second power play opportunity here in the overtime.
Watch on the left side of your screen. Here comes Sill.
There's four there. Now there's five.
See Crosby, Malkin at the bottom corner there. He goes, whoops, turns around and goes back. And the linesman at the bottom of your screen had his arm stuck out to the side, pointing at him right away.
Giroux wins the draw cleanly. Now it goes out to the line. Here is Voracek. For Giroux. Simmons is in front. LeCavalier, four forwards out here for Craig Berube on this power play as it comes to LeCavalier. Hands it off far side. One-timer on the way and a save by Greiss. He was in perfect position.
Wow, that was a heck of a shot and an even better save by Greiss, because there are few guys who can shoot this puck any better than Giroux does, and that is labeled top shelf on the short side.
Giroux against Sutter. Giroux stick breaks. He quickly gets to the bench for another one, but in the meantime, it's Scuderi able to clear it for the Penguins.
Those trainers are so quick. They got him his stick because he doesn't want to be out there on a power play taking one-timers with somebody else's stick that they just handed him. He got his.
LeCavalier able to get it by Paul Martin now. Here's Giroux. Good stick by Martin. He's made a couple of great plays.
Outstanding. Outstanding. And with all the confusion about the too many men on the ice, it gave Scuderi and Martin a rest. They killed off the entire other penalty.
Now it's handed off for Simmons. Leaves it in the corner. Straight away now for Mark Streit. He'll get the return. One-timer and a save by Greiss, and he holds it there.
Boy, Greiss has done his fair share. Some really good save. That's a tough save too on the one-timer. Streit is loaded top of your screen at the left. Greiss finds it, not allowing rebounds. He's snuffed out an awful lot of plays. Big glove save there. He's had several very good glove saves in this game.
And now the Penguins are calling their timeout.
That's so Scuderi and Martin can get their timeout. And I'm sure they're going to go right back out again and finish the kill.
And again, for those of you that have joined us late, a lot happening in this game. A Zach Rinaldo hit on Chris Letang in the first period resulted in a 5-minute major and a game misconduct, and Letang has not returned to the lineup, and we've got no official word as to the injury. We've had 4 different fights in this game, including that guy, the leading scorer in the National Hockey League, Voracek's second career fight. Raffl had his second career fight. Belmars was the first of his NHL career.
Yeah, you can't help but wonder how different the game might have been if Voracek, the leading goal scorer, the leading point producer rather, hadn't been in the penalty box for that long day.
So now Adams wins the draw from Giroux. That's a huge face-off win for Pittsburgh to clear it with 45 seconds remaining in the too many men on the ice being served by David Perron. A little fake entry pass there, and Streit keeps control. Now angles up to the far side. Giroux has it. Brayden Schenn and Voracek out here as well. Giroux shot, knocked down. Scuderi waiting, and now sends it all the way down the ice.
Greiss did a heck of a job seeing that one. I'm looking right over the shoulder of Giroux, who's trying to go short side, and Greiss just sniffed it out and was there early.
Now Giroux hands it off high slot. Streit fakes, still has it. Now to Voracek. And a save by Greiss. He reaches behind his back. He doesn't have control, and now it's in. Claude Giroux puts it in the net as Thomas Greiss wonders why there wasn't a whistle, and the Flyers have won it in overtime.
I guess a fitting end to a game that saw almost everything. And the consecutive power plays for the Philadelphia Flyers finally pay off in the end with Claude Giroux, one of the best in the business, jumping on a rebound. They moved the puck around with great patience at the very end there to get that puck to Voracek, and Voracek made a heck of a shot, and Greiss made another great save. But the puck was laying there. They couldn't get a handle on it, and Giroux could. Here's the puck movement, and there's the patience, and that cross-ice pass, what I'm talking about, and then a great attempt there by Greiss, who lost it and tried to pull a rabbit out of his hat by having his hand in behind him. But watch it just get away from him. It just kind of climbs up him. He feels it, can't find it. It's loose. Giroux sees it. Scuderi doesn't, and the game's over.
Voracek and Streit give the assist on Claude Giroux's game-winning overtime goal, his 16th goal of the season, and the Flyers can feel good about heading into the All-Star break. And when you saw the jersey of the goaltender move and he reaches back, Greiss does, just hoping that he can corral it, unable to do so. You have to wonder if Craig Berube, Brian, might be telling his players for the rest of the season, just pretend the opponent's wearing Penguins jerseys and play with this kind of emotion.
Yeah,
no matter who the opponent is.
Absolutely.
So that will wrap it up here. 3-2 in overtime. Philadelphia wins it. For Brian Engblom and the rest of our crew here in Philadelphia, I'm Dave Strader. Stay with us now as we send it to Liam in our studio for NHL Overtime.